Yellow, we are live today on Conversations with SEGUN. I'd like to welcome you to the program. I'd like to welcome everyone who is watching right now. Conversation with SEGUN right here today. I have a fantastic gentleman who's going to be joining me to have a conversation live here. And I'm hoping that you are watching right there and you will join us in this conversation today. Today, we're going to talk about the power of consistency in challenging times. And I have a guest all the way from the United Kingdom who will be joining me here. I'll introduce him shortly. But I want to thank everyone who's watching and who's live on the stream right now. I'd like you to quickly share this with your contact, share this stream with your contact. I see that Treasure Kalu is already here. Welcome, bro. Please do kindly share the stream with your contact so that we can have more people watching while I bring Mr. Kelvin Uchemefune, who's my guest. He's already live, he's in the green room, he's seated, waiting for us to come. I'm going to bring him up very soon. But before I bring him up, I want to see the numbers pop up. So those watching, please kindly share the video to your contact, kindly share the stream so that people can know that we're live and they can join the conversation right now. Let me ask you, how are you where you are? How are you coping with the COVID-19 shutdown? And how's everything happening at end? Let me see your comments. I will take them and put them on the screen right now. Let's know how's happening at your end. Treasure Carlo, let me also know where it is you are watching from. I know Treasure Carlo is watching all the way from Akwa Ibom, Uyo in Akwa Ibom State. Let me know where you're watching. For those watching already right now, let me know where you are watching from. And if you can hear me, let me know. If there are any challenges, let me know. But we have been having conversations with SEGUN for a while, and we've had some fantastic guys join us. We've been sharing fantastic insights, and I believe that you're going to learn from some of the insights that we will share today with my guests. My guest today is a John Maxwell certified trainer, leadership trainer, who has graduated from the John Maxwell Leadership Training Institute. And he's here to share with us some things that we can learn in these times, especially as it relates to the topic we're going to discuss today, which is the power of consistency in challenging times. That is what we'll be talking about today. And I'd like to bring my guest upstream right now. His name is Kelvin Uchemefune. Kelvin Uchemefune is also powers the Kelvin Inspires group. Kelvin Inspires. He's here all the way from the UK. Mr. Kelvin, welcome
Hello.
to the program today. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you so much, SEGUN, for having me on your show. Thank you.
Good,
Such a pleasure to be here.
good. Fantastic. I'm excited to see you too. We've been planning on working together, and the COVID-19 season that has shut everybody indoors has given us the
Yeah.
opportunity to work
Mm,
together now. And I
it
think, and
is.
I, I think it's a good thing.
Mm, absolutely. This is part of the good that can come from it, isn't it? The good that we can have conversations more online and just connect to more people and slow down. I
So
call it,
true.
I believe in slowing down because sometimes we think busyness is equal to productivity, and sometimes you just need to slow down and smell the roses around you.
I like
Pay
that. Business
attention.
business is not most likely equal to productivity.
Not at all.
Not
Not
all
at
the
all.
time.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Mm,
Sometimes you're running around and running around like a dog trying to catch its tail. And when
mm,
you do that over and over a while, you just get frustrated and get tired.
so true.
Even as I'm already jumping into it. Even when I was a young boy, right in Lagos, I just finished university, trying to create a website for local businesses. I remember going round and round and knocking on doors and giving my cards, and nobody was responding. I just gave up. 2 days after, I just get a call from someone. Oh, we've been looking for you. I'm like, really? After I
After
don't
you're
walk
giving
out
up.
all through. I've walked all through Lagos. So you're looking for me. I'm here. So, but
Fantastic, fantastic,
that was like my introduction into the world of business. Anyway, carry on.
fantastic. So let me welcome all those who are watching so that I don't lose them. Uh, Treasure Carly says, I'm watching from Zamunda, Wakanda Avenue.
Wakanda, here we go.
Larry says he's watching from Warri, Delta State. I have
Hey,
a few of my people watching from
hey,
Warri.
hey.
Um, on YouTube, Akman says he's watching. Emmanuel Akman says he's watching from Warri.
These are
Uh,
people from my town. I'm from
I'm
Delta
telling
State, you know.
you, yeah, I know. I've
Yeah.
done the research. So,
Okay,
Ekwe
okay.
Hiedu says, nice topic. AB Grace says, I'm
Hello.
watching from Warri. Fantastic. Augustine says,
Hello.
nice to be here. Yeah, so, and this is Ufo Malgene Clement.
Hey,
I'm sure you,
Ufoma.
this, this is the guy that
Yes.
introduced me to you.
Yes, yes. Great,
Yes,
great man. Great. He has a
yes, yes.
wonderful wife as well. Fantastic family and really, really powerful people. Mm,
All right, so
mm.
those are the comments that we're getting. It says he's watching from Warri Delta State. But before we go into the topic, cross of the topic today, Kelvin, I
Yeah.
want to find out how has it been for you with the coronavirus? Has it been? I know you're in the
Mm,
UK. How was it for you
mm.
in the UK? Do you believe that
Okay.
this is real? Because Africans right now are more like trivializing the virus and making it look like
Yeah.
our politicians are playing politics on us and all of that. What's it like at your end where you are?
Well, the shocking reality here is that the news, the numbers are climbing up. The numbers of people who are sadly have, died, and it's climbing up still. We're hoping to see a reduction, but it's still up. And obviously, right here, it's a lockdown situation. You have to wash your hands. You could go out shopping. Now they eased the lockdown a little bit, and you could go to the parks, to the seafront, and just spend some time, have a barbecue outside. So you could do all of that, but only with your family members. So you're not allowed to do it with other people. You're still not allowed to mix with people. So the reality here is every day you turn on the news, it's some sad story about some people dying and this and that happening. And it's affected businesses because of the news, because of what's going on. Most businesses are not functioning as they should. And how is it affecting me personally? Because I do a lot of talks. I do a lot of, I give a lot of inspirational talks at schools, at events, at networking events, entrepreneurship events. And now that no one's calling because everyone's away, right? So no one, you can't meet together. You're not allowed to meet together. Therefore, I'm
Hmm.
restricted to online. And online has always been my game anyway. But the other source of income was also the live on stage and the meeting of new people, and because this is what we need to meet more and more people so we can grow our business. So it's stifled quite a lot on the physical side, but online we're still rolling. We're still here. We're still moving forward. In fact, it's giving a lot of people more ideas. Giving me now my book is. I've been trying to release my book for a while now. Before the end of this week, my book will be out. Now, that's thanks to what's going on. So I had time to sit down and get it together, and now it's will be published this week. So there's been some negatives, but there's also been some positive, and it's very real down here.
Sure. So
Mm,
I like what you said about you picking up stuff that didn't used to be important before, that you used to
mm,
really get the background.
mm,
What we're
mm.
doing here now, I used to have a TV show. For
Right.
me to be able to bring you up on the TV show, I had to wait for you
Mm,
to get to Nigeria.
mm,
Coincidentally, I get to be
mm.
aware that you're around. I
Okay.
bring you.
Okay.
I will have to make arrangement for security,
Mm,
everything. Get the
mm,
studio man, get the
mm,
cameraman. You don't know
mm,
how hard it is to get cameramen when you need them.
mm,
Get the
mm,
cameraman, bring them, put them in the studio, get the director,
mm,
sit down, write a script, do all of
mm,
that
mm.
before I'll be able to do a 30 minutes recording with you.
Wow.
That you have to fly into Nigeria first. You have to get
Wow.
into my city.
Wow.
But with the COVID-19 virus, all of this
Mm,
shut down, and
mm,
I picked up this online.
mm,
Now I
mm,
don't need the cameraman.
mm,
Now I don't need the producer. I
mm,
don't need the script writer. I
mm,
don't have to have you fly from the UK to Nigeria. I don't
mm,
have to get security to get you into worry. I don't have
mm,
to get the cameraman in the studio.
mm,
I am
mm.
doing all of this, and it's almost like
Wow.
what we would produce there. And in
Mm.
fact, this is much better because
Mm.
it cuts all the costs, it breaks
Yeah.
all the boundary.
Yeah.
Somebody said that
Mm.
the gatekeepers have been removed.
Come on now. Absolutely.
Gatekeepers have been removed. Everything that was keeping the gate that was between you and where you needed to get to is been removed. The last episode of this program we had Bishop Wayne Malcolm from the UK.
Right. Right. Right.
Just one
Fantastic.
call, and we had him because he sat in his house and like
Right.
this, we talked with him.
Mm.
I said that to go to the question that I want to ask you, and which is
Mm.
what I think people need to learn before we go proper into the discussion for today,
Yeah.
which is the power of consistency in
Yeah.
challenging times.
Mm.
What should people do differently? Because I
Mm.
thought to do this differently, and that's why this is happening. What should young
Mm.
people, the young man watching us right now, what should they do differently in this season
Mm.
that can take
Mm.
them from the level where they were
Mm.
pre-COVID to where
Yeah.
they should be post-COVID?
Okay. Fantastic. Now let's just forget COVID for a minute. Let's just forget COVID. I think the idea of COVID happening right now it's here. But just imagine COVID wasn't here. The question is, what would you do anyway? What would you do to get you to grow? Because the same thing, the same principle of growth applies pre-COVID, post-COVID. It still applies. You know, when I met John Maxwell, one of the questions he asked in the group meeting was, I know you want to run your business. I know you want to do your gifts and release your talents and all that. Great stuff, great stuff. But the question for you is, what is your personal growth plan? How do you plan to grow? Now, how do you plan to grow? Now, one of the quotes it says growth, one of the laws of growth, there are 15 laws of growth. One of them is the laws of intentionality. It states that growth is intentional. Growth is not accidental. You don't stumble into growth. You plan your way into growth. In other words, nobody climbs a mountain accidentally. Nobody goes up the hill accidentally. If you're trying to go up, even if you're drunk or even if you're sleepwalking, the steepness of the climb will pick you up. You will suddenly, wait, what am I doing here? This is high. Because it says everything worthwhile, everything that you need, everything that I need is up on the mountain. Everything you need, everything I need is up at the top of the hill. That's why they say the top is great. You want to be at the top. So, but to get to the top is intentional. It's
Mm.
not accidental. And that makes us go back to the question. Now that we know it's intentional, what is your personal growth plan? You see, when I sit with people, young people, talented people, I say, what's your growth plan? They're like, I don't know. They tell me whatever. And I say, you don't have a growth plan, do you? No, I don't have a growth plan. I didn't have a growth plan. I joined the John Maxwell team thinking I'll just grow. No. He said, now you're here. What is your plan? What do you plan to do every day that will make you grow? What do you plan to do every day that will keep you at your game? Because being at your game is not a question of wishing or praying, it's about intentionality. What are you going to do that's going to get you right to the top of your game? I'm sure you've heard of Malcolm Gladwell talk about the outliers, about people who spend 10,000 hours doing a particular thing and they become great at it, right? They become celebrated. They spend 10,000 hours continuously, consistently on their game, refining and refining their skill, their talent, whether it's reading, whether it's singing, whatever it is. They do something every day to make sure that they show up and that they show up powerfully. So
Fantastic, fantastic.
COVID here, great. COVID here is happening, right? So, but the same principle applies. What were you doing before COVID, and what are you doing now? Are you applying the principle? Are you really sitting down and questioning yourself? What am I doing that's going to get me there? Because you're not going to be successful accidentally. It happens by intentionality.
Success is not an accident.
No,
It's intentional.
come on now.
Success doesn't just happen. It is
Mm,
planned.
mm,
I like that. I
mm,
like that. I like that.
mm,
I was
mm.
reading. I was reading your biography, and
Yeah.
I saw the story of how in 2018, pre 2018, you were working
Yeah.
with someone, you were in a paid employment, but
Yeah.
2018 you left that paid employment and started doing what
Yeah.
you're doing now. I want
True.
to ask so that the audience will benefit from this.
Yeah.
What made you, because you were working in a good environment in the UK,
Oh,
employment is
absolutely.
much
Oh, yeah.
more stable than
Yeah.
what we have right here in Africa.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
left paid employment, you left
Mm,
the comfort, the
mm,
assurance of paid employment and started.
mm,
Why? What was the turning point? Why did you? Before
mm.
we go into, because I'm going to
Yeah.
link that question into the consistency thing we're talking today.
All right.
What made
All right.
you leave?
What made me live was the desire to create something different. I was, you obviously, a lot of people look at it from Nigeria, from Africa, from whatever. Look, oh, you're in the UK, hey, great, great, big life, you're having a good time. The reality is, it's an illusion. Sometimes you're stuck in a 9 to 5 job with an employer you don't like, or you're stuck with employees who don't give one or two about you. Sometimes it feels like the trappings of success, but when you really go deep down, you're like, I'm slaving away. There could be more I could do. Is this my life? Working in the bank, 9 to 5, one of the high street banks in the UK. I looked at my life. My mom and my dad worked in Union Bank for over 20 years in Nigeria, right? They worked, my mom retired, my dad left, went to do his own business after a while. But I just saw myself living the life that my mom and my dad did. It was 2014, and I sat down with a coach. Great guy. And he, fantastic. I should say he's my father-in-law,
Mention his name.
Steve Rose.
Steve Rose. Okay.
Steve Rose, so he said, you married my daughter. You sound like, you got something in you. I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, he was watching and, looking at my life, because my wife is from here. She's from Portsmouth. And so he said, I've been watching you, seeing how you do your things. Great guy. You have a great mission. He said, but I also know there's something missing. There's something, you're not always at home anymore. You're always at work. And the reality is, I knew I was under an illusion. Listen, I graduated with a master's degree. I have a BSc. I have a master's from the University of Portsmouth. Did a master's in business management. I was in a job that wasn't paying me in line with my qualification. I was sitting with people who just went to college, right? They didn't even go to uni. They don't have no first degree. They have no, but we were in the same department in the bank. So every time I try to, go into the graduate roles, and I just get told, sorry, Kelvin, you don't just, we haven't picked you yet. You try again next year. I'm like, next year again. So I said, okay, what can I do now to, okay, what can I do to get me going? Now, you say, Nigerians, we work really hard. Trust me. We bring a lot of Africans or Asian people to the UK. They work really hard. So I was working in the back. So when there was an opportunity for overtime, I'll do overtime. Yeah, you pay me more money an hour. Come on, I'll do it. So I kept doing overtime. More, I'll work 70 hours a week, right? I'll do. So I had no time at home anymore. And I
Mm.
was making good money. And everyone looked at, big money. I was driving a fancy car. I love cars. I don't know about you. I'm into cars. I was driving a fancy car, living in a nice house, thinking that was all there is. And then when I sat down with Steve and he asked me the question, what do you really want out of life? If you were to start your life all over again, what would you do differently? It hit me. Oh my God, what am I doing here? Prior to this, I went to secondary school in Lagos. I went to Government College Ikorodu in Lagos. Any GCI student here?
I'm
Here.
sure they're watching. I'm sure they're
So
watching.
I went to GCI and I had the opportunity to be the president of the youth fellowship. So I used to do an every talk every Sunday. And so it was my first appearance on the stage and to share some motivational, some preaching, exhortation. Or it was just being on the stage. I kind of liked it. When I left secondary school, I remember I went to a conference. There was a great guy. I don't know if you've heard of him, Smith Bam. Smith
No, I
Bam
haven't.
Tall is in Abuja right now. Well, he was, he came to speak at a conference, and I was listening in, and I'm like, yeah, I like this, I like this. So I walked up to Smith at the end. I said, Smith, I want to be like you. He said, what? I said, I want to be like you. He said, okay, well, Okay, every time I come
Your
into
your
Lagos.
GCI your GCI guys are here. GCI,
Oh,
somebody's there. Can you
JCI.
see him on
Oh,
the screen?
yeah, yeah. I can see Jide. Jide. Jide used to be my junior. I think we used to have a hard time together. But hey, much love.
All that is in the past now, man.
Jide, great guy, great guy. Right now, he's doing massively well. So big up to you, Jide. I love what you represent. So what I'm saying is, I walked up to Smith and said, Smith, I want to be like you now. I like this. This. I want to be a speaker too. And Smith said, okay, nice. Every time I come into Lagos, I want you to come and listen. And every time I speak, come and stay in front and listen to me. So he'll come in. He came to my local church, introduced to my mom introduced to the pastor. So he'd always come every time I do a talk, and I'll be there. And it was just I was like, I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to do the talk and, get people to shout and jump and get excited about life. Because that was what was missing. People were unsatisfied. People were just living life as it is, So I remember that when my father-in-law asked me that question, what do you really want out of life? I see that you worry too much. What if you were to start all over again? What would you do differently? So I went away. I didn't have a response for him. I was just sitting in the house cleaning. I took some days off from work, just cleaning the table. And I remember I had watched the film Coach Carter, where Samuel L. Jackson takes a bunch of rebels and turns them into underdogs as a basketball team. I don't know if you've seen it. So really great movie. And I remember thinking, I want to be a coach. Oh, I could coach people. I could empower people. I could do that. Anyway, I Googled coaching, and there was a coaching academy in London. I went there for 2 days. I really got the buzz. I want to be a coach. That's how it all started for me. My introduction into coaching. So from 2014, I started, learning what coaching was and
So you were
studying coaching.
you were still working at this time.
I was still working in the bank. So I was still doing that. And then part-time, I'll go in and do some training. And I started running practice coaching sessions where, I just got some people to start practicing with. And then I remember charging my first client £20 in 2014. It was like, whoa, I could do this. And then from then on, Kelvin Inspires have just grown. So coaching practice, I now do speaking. And when I joined John Maxwell in 2018, now I do leadership training. I train organizations, their staff to become better leaders, train CEOs of organizations to become better leaders. And I'll tell you what, it was just the dissatisfaction of where I was and wanting to do something more with my life. I felt there was something missing, and people around me could notice that, especially my father, when he sat down with me and had that great conversation. It just spurred within me a desire to create something. That's why you have Kelvin Inspires, because I want to inspire people, because I know a lot of
Well,
people
but
just like me.
yeah, who want to do exactly what you did. But the question is, from the African setting, from the
Yeah,
Niger setting,
yeah,
people don't want to leave
a
the
job.
assurance of a paid
Yeah,
job
yeah,
to living their dreams, because there's
yeah.
house rents to pay, there's
Of
school
course,
fees,
of
there are
course.
things to do. Let me ask, has this been fulfilling for you? And how have you been able to manage economically? Because I can guarantee, I can say that
Hmm.
doing what you're doing now would have not
Yeah,
have been financially fulfilling at the
come on
beginning
now.
stages.
Oh my, oh my.
And I think that
Eh,
is where many people are stuck. Many people want to be
okay.
like you, they want to do their
Yes.
own stuff, but they don't know,
Yeah.
how do I manage economically? How do I plan so I can transition properly from paid employment into doing what I really want to do? Share with us about how you manage that so that people can learn.
You know what? They say life is full of lessons. We learn as we get on, as we go on. I'd always say life is a risk. Sometimes you got to take some risk. All right, you got to take some risk sometimes. I've had moments where I didn't have any money in my account. It's not been exactly fulfilling as all through. There's been hard times. Trust me. There's been moments where I lost everything, just everything I attached my worth to. I lost it all completely. But you know what? I stumbled on a book again. This is by Johnny and John Maxwell team. The book by John Maxwell is Put Your Dream to the Test. I want to
Put your
recommend
dream
it.
to the test.
Yes, I want to recommend this book to every aspiring entrepreneur. Anyone working in a job, working in whatever you're doing, and you want to start your own business, listen, hold fire. Read this book. Put your dream to the test. Now, if I had read this book, can I say this now?
Yes.
I would have jumped. I probably would have still been in the job, or or
Yes.
making enough more strategic plans to exit. Now,
Yes.
because the reality is, every dream will be tested.
True.
If you are not ready, you can't fake it. You will fall flat on your face.
True.
You will. I've had moments where I've decided I'm going back for a job. Where who's hiring? I need a job, please.
Badly.
Help. I need my car back. I need a house. Help me.
Mm.
I've had moments like that, Shadow. Right? But when I read that book, because now I jump. I remember there's a video by a guy, a very popular guy. His name's off my head now. Um, a very popular guy in America who does a lot of chat shows. He said, "Jump, just jump, just jump." I
I
appreciate
think
what he's saying.
Steve,
Steve Harvey. Steve
Harvey. Yeah.
Harvey. I
Mm.
watched it just before I jumped. Then, all right. It pushed me,
And you were
spurred me.
motivated to
Oh
jump by
man,
motivational speakers
I was motivated to the core.
without
In
a
fact,
plan.
without a plan, my brother, I jumped.
Yeah.
So, but the reality is, even if you do have a set of plans, every plan is going to go through its own test, right? So,
True.
what I've learned is failure. You're going to be able to allow failure, right? Because you learn from it more than success. You learn from failure more than you do from success. Because when
Mm.
success makes you feel like you've arrived. I'm a chief right now. I'm good, right? But failure makes you feel like, oh my God, what did I do? What stupid decision did I take? And then you can learn from this. I always say to people that this is why I say stop rushing, busy, busy, busy. When you take some time to reflect, you can look at your experiences and get the best out of your experiences. We always say experience is the best teacher. I don't believe
Mm.
that anymore. I believe it's evaluated experience. When you reflected on that
Whoa, whoa,
experience,
whoa, whoa,
mm,
whoa. Come again. Come
come on
again.
now, come on now.
Experience is not the best teacher.
Not at all.
Evaluated experience is a better
Absolutely.
teacher. I think that would be the word.
100%. 100%. When you
Evaluated
evaluate
experience.
yeah. Have you ever asked a question why there are 80-year-old people today who are broke? Why
Mm.
there are 60
Experience
year
didn't make them
olds?
rich.
No, you'd have thought that I would have learned within 80 years and corrected my mistake and adjusted
Mm.
and had some cash flow, some passive income,
Mm.
financial education. I would have increased my learnings. No, no, no. Nothing happened within 80 years. They just, life goes on. We live another day. Let's go one day at a time. One day a dollar, right?
Yeah.
They just carry on. See, but when we take the time to begin to evaluate, why am I wrong? Why am I failing? Why am I broke? Why am I not where I want to be? What am I doing wrong? Who am I listening to? What am I reading? Where am I focusing my mind? What am I believing? Now I could go through a lot of questions because I'm a coach. I love questions. I know that the answers we're looking for in questions. So I believe if we can stop for a moment and really question ourselves, we can push ourselves forward. So in Nigeria, if you're watching this, read the book, put your dream to the test. Go through each of those questions. Ask, prepare a plan. Have a personal growth plan and have a coach. Have someone who's done what you want to do who can help you grow. Because trust me, it's hard. My advice is don't quit your job.
don't quit your job yet.
Don't quit it yet.
True.
Don't quit it yet. Grow it side by side. Grow it. Listen, Shug, I don't know if you've been following my posts. I'm doing a
Mm.
lot now on financial education,
Yes, I've been seeing
and
those videos.
I realized that everything I know about money, even though I worked in the bank for 7 years,
Mm.
my knowledge of money now, financial education, has increased even now more than I did when I worked in the bank. Because I wasn't, you could be in the midst of gold and still act like a fool. You could be in the
Yeah,
midst of plenty and still have what's the word? A scarcity mentality. I was,
yeah,
I'm in the right place to think, to absorb, to, interest rates, mortgages. I could have bought properties because I had all of that. If all of that right there for me to be able to access even cheaper rates, even cheaper deals because I was a staff. But I didn't know that. I I just now I'm thinking, what kind of mistake did I
what
make?
was I thinking?
What was I thinking about? I was just completely living an illusion.
Fantastic. Your story is very touching, Kelvin, and a lot of people are benefiting from it because Kelvin, Michael Jones says
Michael
Kelvin is
Jones,
great. Love you, man.
that's my buddy
Um,
from Portsmouth.
oh, fantastic. Obasan says nice one. Somebody else says, yep, your guy from IGC he says, I can confirm he was the president of the School Presidents Association.
Yeah.
Yeah, president of the School Christian Association rather. So I'm going to go back to um, um, I'm going to go back to the topic so that we can land because time is almost up. The
Okay.
power of consistency in challenging times. Kelvin,
Mm,
at this time, people
mm,
are saying, do something new,
mm,
evaluate, upgrade, go
mm,
somewhere
mm.
else. If where
Yeah.
you are is not working, move.
Mm,
What would you say? Because I've heard you talk about consistency in the past
mm.
few weeks. I followed to
Yeah.
tell you I followed.
Yeah. Cheers.
What would be, what would be what do we need to do more consistently at this time? In
Mm,
this time
mm,
where things are not working the way we know them to work and things are not working how we want them to work, what would be that thing that we need to be consistent at this time? Before you answer, for those
mm,
watching, I know I see some people online. Please, if you have a
mm,
question for Kelvin, we have a few minutes. Do pop the question in the comment section. We'll throw it at Kelvin and we can
mm,
answer before we wrap up. So,
mm.
Kelvin, what do we need to do
Okay.
consistent?
The response to that really is, you've been following my program. I've been doing the 7 a.m. motivation now this year from January. I've been doing that every Monday to Friday consistently. Now, I teach consistency, but I also practice consistency. Now, the strategy came to me because of where I was to do this particular thing. Because one of the biggest problems for every entrepreneur right now is obscurity. People don't know who you are. If people don't know who you are, people can buy your products. People can
Say
buy your
that again.
services.
One of the biggest problem right now is obscurity.
Absolutely. People don't know if you haven't got the money. I said someone, if you have money, branding is a small thing. You just hire a brand manager, you pay them, they do the
And pay
job, they get
them
out.
and they take the money. But you see, that's why I'm also doing this program to remain in the
Come on
face
now.
of people.
Come
If
on
you go
now.
if you go on Instagram, that's why you
Yeah.
see all motivational speakers,
Yeah.
everybody who's in the event industry, they
Yeah.
are all popping up now, and
Yeah.
every time you see them on Instagram live,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
want to be in your face so that
Absolutely.
they don't go into obscurity. Because if
Absolutely.
I spoke to someone yesterday and she was saying there's a tendency that schools might not hold again this year.
Hmm.
What if that happens?
Hmm.
There's something else
Hmm.
to do.
Hmm.
If you're a
Hmm.
teacher, so are you not going to get paid? You
Yeah.
must look for alternatives and you must
Hmm.
quickly look for alternatives to teaching. If you're a school
Absolutely.
owner, you're
Hmm.
watching this, you need
Hmm.
to begin to look for alternatives. What are the ways, what are the things we can do? I just wanted
Hmm.
to share that if
Yeah.
you're not, if you go into obscurity,
Yeah.
people would not know you. Continue your thoughts, Kelvin. Sorry for
S-
cutting you.
No, that's fine. I think you're right, and it's good that people are springing up from every corners of the world now. I mean, my Instagram almost every day there's 20 or 100 live videos going on. I think it's good. The reality is when you go on TV screens and you're watching a program, there's the ads that come in, 5 minutes
Yeah,
ads every
yeah,
time. I
yes,
know where
everywhere.
I know where McDonald's is. I know where KFC is. I know where. toothpastes. I know where to buy them, but every day they come on screen because they know that one day you're going to take some action. One day you're going to just say, you know what, I'm going to buy. One day I'm just going to go in and go to the drive-thru and buy the McDonald's and buy it. And just buy it. I've seen it every time. I said no. So it's the power. We call that visual. The biggest problem for all of entrepreneurs is coming out of obscurity so people can know you, people can see you. So, but the next question is, when you realize that, you said something at the outset, the gatekeepers are off now. You can do everything on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. You could go anywhere. No one, if you don't like me, don't like me. I'm going to be there any day. So if you look at what I do now, I do my videos every morning, and sometimes I get very less views. But I know it's not about the views now. The views are going to count, but what I do know is about me showing up on a daily basis, every day,
consistently showing up.
Oh my goodness! I wish I could label this louder enough. It's about finding what you want to do and staying there, staying consistent. So even in this moment, if you get an idea that comes in, you want to create something, do it. Listen, but do it consistently. Do it so much that people say, let's switch the TV off.
Yeah.
Let them switch the page and go elsewhere and watch someone else. And then the next day they still see you again. They say, this guy is crazy.
Yes. It's crazy, man. Crazily consistent.
I'm telling you, when people don't call you crazy, you're not making impact.
I'm telling you.
You could go on to the EndNotes page and see all the funny videos, and I think there's one about.
But you see, the thing about the EndNote, he's consistently doing what he's doing.
That's it.
He's consistently doing what he's doing.
That's it.
Well, let me take some comments, and there's a question right there. So somebody says, "Don't quit your job, grow your business side by side with your job." Very apt. Another says, "Consistently gives you value." Ekbu Joseph. There's a question right here. I'm going to take that. It says, "Thanks for sharing useful tips, Kelvin." Question: how do you know when it is the right time to transit being employed to self-employed? One answer. One word answer.
Increase your cash flow.
So when you have enough cash flow to take you for the time when you will not have a job till when the business will start prospering, then you
absolutely create businesses, products that can give you enough cash flow, and then you don't need the job. Because you need the job, you need that cash flow. You need that cash flow coming in now. So create a business. Think about other products you can create, and get enough cash flow, and then you can quit your job. That's just my own opinion and my advice.
If you quit your job without the cash flow, you will come back looking for a job.
You come back into the rat race. If you read the book on the Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, where you got to operate, either you're the left employed, self-employed, or business investor. All right.
So true. Your friend watching says, massive respect. Michael Jones, the man is following his dreams. Go for it, bro.
Cheers, mate.
Chinwe says, show up, period. Show
absolutely.
up. Consistently show up. And in talking about showing up, I have shown up here today, and I'm going to consistently show up to bring you exciting guests that will be talking to us. But I want to encourage everyone who just watched, or those who will watch this video after now, if you already have not liked our page where you're watching this right now, do like the page. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, do subscribe, because next week, the one who is coming after Kelvin, we're not worthy to tie his shoelace. Olumide Emmanuel. Have you heard of him, Kelvin? Dr. Olumide Emmanuel.
Yes, that's
the common sense guru.
Yeah, I have. Actually, the name. In fact, I think when I heard your name, SEGUN Emmanuel, I was thinking, I know SEGUN Emmanuel. Who is this? I don't know. It's just it's the names that you hear. I think I've listened to a CD from you in the past. Yeah.
So Olumide Manuel will be here on Thursday. Okay. So I want to encourage everyone watching, if you're here, if you have not already subscribe to the channel, like the page, so that when we pop up, you don't need it. It just goes up and shows you that we are live. But I want to say thank you to you, Kelvin. We've had a wonderful time.
Thank you.
What you've shared with us today. I'm excited. For Malgene, thank you for linking me up with Kelvin. Thank God for
Hey.
the internet world that we are today, where we can easily just connect with people anywhere because the gatekeepers have been removed. Um,
Mm,
Kayode
mm.
Benjamin says, "Cash flow is it? Cash flow, cash flow. Everybody,
We have
if
to
you
be
haven't
on it.
gotten anything from the program today, cash flow, baby. You have to get your cash flow right.
Get it right or you get
Don't
everything
quit
wrong.
until you get
Mm,
your cash flow right."
true.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Kelvin. I look
Thank
forward to
you,
doing so much more
mate.
with you. Thank you for
It's
your
a
time.
it's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, Shegun. Thank you so much for what you do to inspire a lot of lives. You know, you're right there in Delta State, but hey, I'm right here in the UK. You're connecting around the world. It's all about impact, and I pray that your impact and influence grows. When that grows, my brother, cash flow will be a problem.
Cash flow will be. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like it when cash flow any problem. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Keep
Ufoma says,
growing, Mike.
"Great,
Keep doing what you
great,
do.
great moment, my coaches. Thank you. Thank
Pleasure,
you all for
pleasure.
watching. Thank you,
Thank
Kelvin,
you,
for
thank
coming.
you, thank you.
We look forward to having you. God blessings. More
Okay,
time. We'll call on you
okay.
soonest.
Pleasure, Mike.
Thanks,
I'll
bro.
be
Have a
back.
wonderful day.
Take care. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you for watching. Let me see in the comments. Don't go away. Let me see in the comments what you learned from today's show. And also, I remind you again, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, the Common Sense Guru, will be with us on Thursday at 12:30. You don't want to miss it. Keep putting in the comment if you enjoyed today's session. Kindly share the video to as many people that you know that we want to see this. We look forward to having you again soonest, and I'm sure that you would join us very soon. My name is Shego Manuel, and thank you for watching Conversations with Shego. We would continue to expand this conversation, and I'm very sure that you'll be here with me. Ciao. See you on Thursday. Don't miss it.